Yeah, a very big welcome to you, my dear Aquarius, and of course always a big welcome to the other zodiac signs that felt like this full moon in Aquarius is speaking to them as well. Because it does, right? I see it again and again that when I pull the cards for today, I can see, of course, there are messages for me as well. So the sun is in Leo because Leo is opposite of you and is highlighting the moon, which now is full because we can see the full moon highlighted by Leo. Now Leo is your shadow side. Leo is that side 6 month opposite of you that you must integrate, and today Leo very much is saying, yeah, look at me, look at the strength that I have, look at what I can give you. I give you the light so that you can shine in the age of Aquarius, so that you can be naked and giving and taking as much as you need to fulfill the age of Aquarius that is upon us. Some schools say it's not here yet, and some school it already has started, right? So that is okay. Some people are like, well, make up your mind. No, you cannot make up your mind. That's what the establishment wants to make you believe, that we can fix things, that we can create a calendar where everything is always the same. But it is not, right? It is cyclical, it is feminine, it is round, and it changes and it shifts a little bit. And we don't have 12 full moon a year, we have 13 full moon a year. Now what are you going to do with that number 13? You create out of the number 13 a negative number. And then immediately people are like, oh my God, 13 is not a good number. But 13 is also the sun. So you gain through Leo the strength to really shine like a star that you really are. Now, the court card that is connected with you is the King of Swords. If your birthday is between January 9th and February 7th, this is your court card, right? If your birthday is before or after, in the description below, I have listed all the court cards and all the cards that I am using, because I'm using a path. I'm using the 22 major arcanas as a path, and the path continues from the last reading where the sun was in Cancer, and your message was originality comes from knowing yourself from within. And that's how this works. When we learn that I have within myself the power to be this expression, this originality, not to fit in, not to be part of a system that wants to make everybody the same. We can't. There are 12 zodiac signs, and then on the day of your birth, you have all the other planets that are positioned in a certain way to each other and to you. And it's so different to each. So we gotta accept that. Now I'm doing this reading because I'm creating a tarot deck with yoga position myself. I'm studying, I'm going really far back into the 15th century because I want to see these old cards that have created literally the tarot and has evolved the tarot. And here I have Simhasana for Leo, that infinite breath of in and exhale, and in the center we stick the tongue out ourselves. We don't tame the wild side within us. We become the wild side that knows that can be in two positions, in two places, but I decide to be in my center. For you, I have created a side plank like a star, and you have 1 foot on water, 1 foot on land, and the other side is in the air because you're an air sign. And here the stars are falling down, and through the hexagram you're transformed and you become the 8th star. You become that star on planet Earth that is now bringing through this 8-8 portal. 8 and the 17 calculated together is an 8. This 8-8 portal is already right through this combination, telling you, yes, shine like a star here on Earth. So we begin with one of the oldest tarot deck, not the oldest, but the most intact one, the Visconti Sforza Tarot, the 6 of Cups, which is on the position of the Fool. Now some schools begin with the Fool and some schools begin with the Magician. And since Arthur Waite really revolutionized his deck very much, I'm right now beginning with the Fool. It feels right to begin with 0, fresh. Begin not with a 1, begin with 0. Anyway, 0 and 1 is the language of the internet. So for me the 0 is that infinite symbol, and I like to imagine that I want to begin infinite and not with 1. 1 is masculine and immediately has a gender. 0 is feminine, but nevertheless 0 is neutral. And so the 6 of Cups is Sun in Scorpio, and Sun in Scorpio is a memory that you maybe want to hold on to, a memory that is helping you to go now and take your path. Now, as you can see, he's walking from right to left, and I did get the message in the last month through Sun in Cancer that I have to read the tarot from right to left. And you can see very clearly that the Fool begins from right to left. And in such a way, I am realizing that the spin the Earth does, that lasts 25,800 years, divided through the 12 zodiac signs, creates then an age. Right now, we're leaving the age of Pisces and go into the age of Aquarius. And so there is a memory from the age of Pisces, from a water sign, but here is Scorpio. And Scorpio is not really a water sign. Scorpio is not living in the water. And the 6 of Cups standing here, 2 rows, very clearly a memory of the dualities of black and white, of male and female. The memory of a time that is ending, because now the time is coming into the age of Aquarius. We're leaving. And the story goes here that the Viscontis and the Sforza married their children, and usually there is no love, but the two arranged themselves quite well, and after 10 years they painted the tarot. And so here, this is 1450s, they painted this, an enormous sign of power and wealth, but power of a spiritual. And we can see the two people were really body, mind and spirit, that were connected, and they understood that this is really something. Once you understand the messages that come through the tarot, you're like empowered from a deep place. Then the next tarot that I picked is the Oswald Wirth, which was used in the Kabbalistic Rose Cross Order that was formed 1888 in France. Le Diable. Now these are Italian and these are French cards. And the devil is for me God Pan. The devil is a creativity, is a sexuality, is a power to stand on this square. Everything square is the material world, is the first dimension in a way. It's like, the first chakra is that Yes, I am standing here. And he's quite a strange creature, but to cut it through, he can, through the third eye, overcome any attachments and is able to empower itself, because I mean he represents the dark, he represents the feminine, and the feminine has had its difficulties for a long time, and of course here he is on the position of the magician. So Capricorn has the power to climb up, right? To climb up, because the Fool is all the way back up on the mountain again, and Capricorn can go there. Capricorn is that one goat that is like, I mean, we have seen picture of the goats like standing on cliffs where you're literally like, how they did it? How did they go up there? And so the position of Capricorn on the magician is saying, I am powerful. I am beginning a new cycle, and this power is coming into you, right? And so we have the pentagram lying on the table, and so your journey is to begin powerful, begin a strong message that this full moon wants to bring to you. Be powerful, be bold, do what you think you have to do. Don't worry about what other people think, because that's what the devil usually does to people, right? They worry too much what other people think. So allow the wild side to come through you. Then on the position of the High Priestess, here is the Hermetic Tarot, comes the King of Cups, which is a Scorpio, and is connecting back to Sun in Scorpio. All right, the Six of Cups. And this tarot was used in the Order of the Golden Dawn that was formed in England, 1888 as well. So two schools marked with their founding date, 1888, a 1, right, and an 8. And you already have 2 8s here. There's a lot of motion going on. I hope you don't hear that. So the King of Cups is saying, well, bring the emotional side of you in the foreground, because you are air and air. And air is saying, understand the emotional side of life. Understand that emotions are part of the High Priestess, because here her dress becomes water, becomes like a waterfall that is showing how she understands that emotions make us either attached or unattached from situations. So look deep within and understand the emotional connection that is helping you to maybe understand what are you still attached to. What are you attached to in the power of the magician? On the position of the Empress comes now the Age of Pisces, the Knight of Cups, the beautiful soul that is speaking to you here, and you look at each other. There is a conversation happening, a conversation about how we see love, how love affects us, how this emotion of love either makes us hate or makes us love, right? And it's really, hate is the absence of love, right? And love is love. There is no hate in it. And that's what's so powerful, is that he's telling you, listen carefully, because this Empress is powerful, she's strong, she is fertile, she has all the 12 zodiac signs up in her head, and she knows exactly what she wants, and she gets it, right? Because she's an Empress, she's the queen of all queens. And so here there's a conversation happening with the Prince of the Chariot of Waters. All the kings here in this tarot are princes. And here the Knight is speaking, a Pisces is speaking to a Scorpio and telling him about, don't stop the quest of love like me. I am forever looking for that love. I am coming towards you, and I'm telling you it is worth it. It is worth it to search for love, more love, and to never give up. Now, in this brotherhood was Arthur Waite. Arthur Waite stepped out and created his own deck 1920. And the interesting thing is that the revolution was that he actually added also people into his minor arcanas. And all of a sudden people were able to read them much, much better or much easier. And so it catapulted the tarot really forward, and a lot of people started to work with his deck, and that's why I'm using his, because it's the most well-known tarot deck in the world, right? And so here comes the age of Pisces and speaks about that side of a man that is searching for knowledge, that is searching also for love. Then on the position of the Emperor comes Aleister Crowley, who was as well in the Order of the Golden Dawn. And the Order of the Golden Dawn, here Sun in Capricorn, this order was powerful because two powerful men come out of that order, right? And it's very interesting because this order, in a way, begins with the Magician, and this order begins with the Fool. And so the Hebrew alphabet that is connected to the major arcanas begins here with the Magician, and here it begins with the Fool. And so it changes completely the meaning of each card. So what do you do with that? And that is an information that I realized was confusing me at first, but then eventually I realized I gotta go with that which feels right to me. I gotta go with that which feels right, either like this or like that. And so you too have to feel what feels right to you when you listen to someone telling you about the full moon in Aquarius, right? Who is this person that is telling you about these tarot decks and this story? Who are you in all of that? And so behind you comes the Four of Pentacles on the position of the Four. So there is a 4-4 portal speaking to you, and this 4-4 portal is almost bringing and creating a stability. 4 and 4 is 8, right? A stability, a strength that you can use to place yourself in this dimension. Nevertheless, that's Sun in Capricorn. And the Capricornian energy on the position of the Magician is saying, be careful, don't get stuck in the square. Don't get stuck in this, yes, the masculine knows the square, feels comfortable with the logic, feels comfortable with fighting, and you know, the typical male, because you see what he wears underneath his red cape? He's completely guarded, right? And so this is the Lord of the earthly power, Sun in Capricorn, that is behind the Piscean energy that is now walking towards the King of Cups. And on the position of the Hierophant comes Salvador Dali. Now, before I go into this story here with Aleister Crowley, who also stepped out of the Order of the Golden Dawn, his cards were published 22 years after his death, 1969. Also, they marked a sign with the publishing of his cards. He worked with black magic, so did Salvador Dali. 1970 came his deck out, and we can see he was studying a lot Aleister Crowley. He was fascinated by him, and we can see the Ace of Wands is coming up. The energy of a sexual power that lies in the one, in the masculine, in the wand, in the penis, in that I can create. And so all masculinity begins with the one. All masculinity is saying, yes, come into your center, see the two, and it's almost like these pillars, the right and the left, are the vagina. And he, as the phallic, is in the center and is penetrating the feminine and then creating the triangle, creating the number 3. So we have 1, we have 2, and we have the 3 in this card. And here we have the wand that is saying, yes, I want to be spiritually very powerful. I want to understand that in the Taurus, the age of Taurus, right? Because that's what the Hierophant is. The age of the Holy Cow. And the Holy Cow is the Indian tradition, right? And here with the wand, we understand that there is an energy that wants to expand, that wants to create, that wants to be more powerful than before. Because on the position of the Gemini, the Lovers, comes the 5 of Wands. So you have 5 wands, and 1 wand is 6 wands. And 5 wands is Saturn in Leo. And Leo, right? Sun in Leo, and 6 wands and 6 cups. So 6 cups and 6 wands is creating a 12, is creating the next fulfillment that you can imagine, that you can think of, that you can dream of, that you can imagine of. And so it's very interesting how this is coming to you as now on the position of 6, the Lovers, of an understanding you have to bring yourself into that one into that one. If you're in duality, you will constantly be projected to other people's opinions, other people's yes and no's. And if you're in your center, you are strong. If you are the angel, you are strong, right? And that's what this card is saying. Stay your course, stay strong, even if there is something going on of like right and left, and we, don't know, usually that strife, that battle a little bit, like also dogs, they testing their strength. And that's what it is, right? Leo is testing your strength there, like biting, but not really biting. And here comes this one-centered energy that is speaking to you. If you want to know who you truly are, come into your center, always, right? It's throughout all of the 22 major arcana. Come into your center. Come into that which makes you so unique, which makes you one of a kind. Then on the position of the Chariot comes the 7 of Cups. So you have again a 7-7 portal. 7 and 7 of Cups. And 7 of Cups is Venus in Scorpio. Now you have already Sun in Scorpio and Venus in Scorpio. So you go from 6 of Cups to 7 of Cups. Something is coming to you because you have here 6 cups and then you have here a cup, which is 7, and then here you have another cup, which is 8. So in a way, let go of the illusion and go right away into the 8. Move on, learn, grow, understand that again the center, again the power lies in your third eye, lies in that triangle. Again, my third eye is guiding my right hand and my third eye is guiding my left hand and is creating the triangle here. And the third eye is from eye to eye a line, and then again a line up. The same line that you have here goes up, and here is your third eye. And with that third eye, you manage to go into that which combines the black and the white. Now, this is the Golden Dawn Tarot, which was then created here in the order of the Golden Dawn, because the Hermetic Tarot is the tarot that they used to work and study, and then of course they created their own tarot deck, and that was then published 1978, the Golden Dawn Tarot. And so here the Hermetic Tarot comes then the Hermetic principles, right? The Hermetic laws. And 1978, Robert Wang created this with Israel Regardie, also a great mystic, and so it's a very interesting deck, and I just love how they interact with each other. And now here comes Hermann Heindel, a German artist who was captured in World War II and then of course saved by a Jewish soldier. How amazing that story. And of course later he painted his tarot, and I include it because he reconciles in the major arcana the Hebrew alphabet with the rune alphabet as that, you know, reconciliation between the Germans and the Jews. And so here we have the cup in the center that is upside down. So something is not stable, something is an illusionary success, because you have here the 2 rows again of the 6, and now here in the center you have that 7th cup. Right? If I don't include now the cup of the Scorpio and the cup of the Pisces. So something came to you, something made you realize, something made you see that in the last reading in Sun in Cancer, you realize originality comes from knowing yourself from within. And so the card is speaking, yeah, know this. Really know this. Know in your heart who you truly are. 1985 were these cards printed, and now comes the Medicine Woman, the Native Indian cards on the position of Leo. 1988, exactly 100 years from the other 2 schools, right? 1888, of course, and the other one 1888 as well. 1988, we have the 5 of Swords, which is Venus in Aquarius. Now this is connected to you, right? So when Venus is in Aquarius, there is, again, the 5s are very much tests. It's the 5 senses, the 5 fingers, right? It's 5 is the pentagram, is on the physical plane. 5s are tests, and if you overcome these tests, then you can overcome also the test of the 7. Because that's what I'm learning here, right? The 5 and the 7s are tests. And it's because this one that is speaking here about look after the others. If you want to overcome this mental energy of I have everything, I'm good, I don't need no one, you will not succeed in this world. if you take care of others, like she's sitting here and she has everything and people come to her and she's got to share. She's got to share what she has, because it's almost like she's eating her food and she has plenty here and these people have nothing. And again, it's these 3, and here she's the number 4. Right? And so it's important that you learn through the 5 to give, to be in your center, and to help others as much as you can. And of course, Leo is going to help you to do that. Leo is going to help you to gain the strength to share, because you always have. You have plenty. And of course, because it's Venus in Aquarius, it's speaking very directly to you, that you are the star, that you coming down and you are shining to the people, helping people, and being there for others is going to be a big path for you, because then you're going to be very happy. The 9 of Cups is coming, so we go from 6 of Cups to 7 of Cups to 9 of Cups. And the 9 of Cups is Jupiter in Pisces. It's almost like this person spoke to the King of Cups about, yes, become more emotional, add more of an emotional side, because you can see how you are quite stern. You're sitting here looking at us and you're like, this is how we do things, right? And of course, here is still the age of Pisces saying, no, there has to be a certain happiness. There has to be a side of you that can give, And when we give, it makes us happy. We jump up and we're excited, and this happiness comes then from deep within. And so there's a 9-9 portal through Virgo, through the Hermit, and this happiness is not something that you get quite immediately. It takes time, it takes a path, it takes a path of dedication, it takes a path of searching for that inner light, searching constantly for that 6, that you always have the memory of past lives and the memory of times where you were giving to other people and were like there for others. And so it's important that that energy of the 6, right, the memory that is actually here in this lantern of the Virgo, of the Hermit, of that understanding myself from deep within, being happy from deep within, is at the core of this full moon for you, right? Because my readings is about you becoming empowered, you becoming from within so much empowered that you don't need no one, but then people come to you naturally, and life is just then a rose garden, because then you have a 9-9 portal with, let's say, the 9 here, but I'm not calculating that. Here you have your first 9-9 portal. Of course, you had a 5-5 portal, and you have, interesting enough, I see that right now, a 6-6 portal right at the beginning, right? It's interesting how sometimes I'm just like so much in there and I'm like not even noticing. So here again, you had right away a 6-6 portal, 2 times 6, the creativity to understand this is the past, and now you want to go and create something new and have that power to create something new. The creativity, the 2 in the third eye, and knowing that the third eye is the one that is actually liberating you always. The third eye is very, very important. The third eye is that bridge up to the 7 and to the 8 and to the 9, right? And so here the 9-9, then when you're happy, when you're really happy from within, then you're in your own garden, in your own rose garden. You see the transformation, the butterfly. You yourself become that rose. You yourself become that really special energy. The hair becomes like a leaf, and the caterpillar and the butterfly, both of them are there, the beginning and the end. This 9 is that completion, is that moment of, yes, I know that everything is coming and going. I know that on the 10, on the wheel of fortune, I know who I am and what I want and how I'm gonna go and get it and be it and live it and enjoy myself. Because then comes the number 6 on the position of Libra, the justice. A justice again, where she sits between the 2 pillars, and she's in the center, and she's that triangle, and she's the center. And here the lovers, look at them. They're just lovely. She's holding the 10th rose in her hand, and they're just merged with each other. And so you have 3 times the 6. 3 times the 6 is power in knowing the third eye is within you, knowing the third eye is right here where the 8 is crossing, knowing that I am powerful and I'm finding the self-love and I am not fighting, right? Because this is on the position of the lovers. I'm not fighting anymore. I know I just have to reach up, and then I find a deep love within myself. And so the journey continues into the 11 card, the center of the major arcanas, the 22 major arcanas. So the next card is the watermelon tourmaline, which comes on the position of the Hanged Man. When you find this true self-love, then you can let go and become this wand. Look how beautiful this looks. And so this wand is speaking to you in the number of 58, which becomes a 13. 13s, remember I taught about 13, which is the number, the unlucky number, but 13 also becomes a 4. So this is speaking about the completion in the moment, to have luck, simply to be and have a happy and peaceful heart. Wow. To be in the moment is then a choice that you take consciously by going into the Hanged Man, by going into the enlightenment, by hanging upside down and becoming the central line. Like I said, everywhere in the center, here the devil is in the center, right? And then here this one wand in the center, and then again here this one cup, even though it's reversed in the center, is making you hopefully learn, right? And again the 5, where then she becomes the center to help them. And it's again and again shown that we in the center, that's where the true happiness lies, right? We see the dualities. The dualities are important because that's why we have a choice. And that choice is that we want to come into a union within ourselves. So it becomes kind of like the one. It becomes like the magician. It becomes like the devil or the Capricorn that's saying, I'm gonna go out there. And for me, this is of course not a devil. Of course, this is the god Pan that is also giving us the understanding, well, there needs to be a sexual energy for the next generation to come. And on the position of then the death card, the Scorpio, the number 13, comes the medicine wheel, the 35, which is then an 8. And that is immediately giving me an understanding, yes, 888 comes to you, as that sign, yes, you just think about coming into your center, then you will have access to all four, which is true power on the position with the Capricorn of the Magician. That true power, that understanding, I have all the four elements, and the fifth element is then again the number 5. I understand that is all here in this dimension, the 5th dimension, and the 6th dimension is then the number 6, right? The number 6, and the number 6 here with the third eye. The third eye is the one that is then helping me to be even more powerful. And again, understanding that the 666 portal is giving you the 8, it is giving you in the transformation the understanding of how this dimension works, so that we can liberate ourselves and go into the next dimension. That's what it's all about. We're here to transcend the dimensions. We're here to learn. We're here to grow. And then comes the 3 of Wands on the position of Temperance. Temperance again here. The Lovers, the opposite of the Lovers is Temperance. The pouring back and forth of the emotional energies that a couple can have is creating, Sun in Aries is creating the next generation that is looking into here, into the medicine wheel, and is seeing, I have that power, and I am knowing that I can go and create and be empowered and be an angel to other people. Because then goes the last row from the Devil on is 7 stages to the world, and we can see that she sees this, the 9 of Pentacles. And the 9 of Pentacles is Venus in Virgo, and the Venus in Virgo is here the peacock, the plumage. He is empowered because he sees into the 3 and sees that we can create, and sees that she's the goddess that keeps creating, because you were listening to the age of Pisces. You were learning in the age of Pisces. And so here comes another 9. So you have 3 times a 999 portal. And that is then giving the 3 the power to create constantly new things and be powerful on the position of the Devil, which of course came as the Magician, right? To know that you can come into a completion yourself. You go further, you go beyond the third eye, you go beyond the 6th chakra to the 7th, 8th, and the 9th chakra, and here you did. And on the position of the Tower comes then the Crocodile. The Crocodile is connected with the sexual energy. The Tower that is falling down is actually falling apart, and so the creativity, the 7, the second stage, right? This is the first stage, is the second stage, so that's with the sexuality, is the number 16, which is then a 7, and you have then 2 times the 7. You have a 7-7 portal, and understanding that the tests continues, and the tests of the Crocodile is speaking about a water sign, and this water sign is letting you know that now you can rest, now you can submerge, and now you can go into the cooling energy to cool off. When in balance, wise, patient, a silent powerhouse. The Crocodile reminds us to step back from the external world and turn inwards. And that's what's happening. Because when the tower is coming down like this, right, it's telling you, go deep within the knowledge that you have within you, and see the power that this crocodile is actually bringing you forward again into the next card, which is on the position of the star. So you know that you have learned what you need to learn to become powerful, to become the star, to become the magician. On the position of the magician is the devil, is the dark side, is the material side, is that sign that says incorporate all of it, go into the third eye, go here into this star, and then become powerful. And you did. You're using the third eye to become now the magician, and you see the power that the crocodile, he's seeing that, he knows that, and he's waiting for his time. Maybe you are waiting for the age of Aquarius to be fully there now, because some schools say it's not there yet, in some school it's already started. And what feels right to you, that is the important thing. Don't think what others think what you feel. What do you feel? Because then on the position of the moon, which is waking over our dreams, comes the whale song, the number 61, a 7. And the whale song is resonating, is giving you deeper power, more power of you knowing that deep within in the waters emerges this, right, empowered energy. The whale is one of the biggest mammals on planet Earth, and so the whale song is giving you the dream, a dream of helping you to really see what the shamanic dream, the 6th one, is wanting to let you know in the whale song, is remembering and harmonizing and resonating. There are moments in life when you have a sense of déjà vu, that you've visited this place, these feelings, this person before, and you know that a new opportunity to dance has come around again. And I think that's what it is. The magician is giving you a feeling of like, I know I'm powerful, I know I maybe have already lived in the age of Aquarius. Because you see from above now, from the stars, you see everything, right? You're so detached sometimes. And that's why you have to learn to become more open, more vulnerable. That's why also the King of Cups is coming. Stay emotional, and even the Knight of Cups is coming. Stay emotional. Stay with the emotions, because that's what makes us very much a human. And so the whale, which is one of the biggest emotions there is coming and speaking to you. And on the position of the sun comes then the lake. A deeper dive in, right? Already here you dive deep in, but also the sun is saying dive deep within. The sun that is connected with Leo, and Leo is taming the wild, taming that emotional side within you. Dive deep within into the number 31, into the 4. Dive deep within. Allow to be emerged, emotionally emerged, because you're falling down. You're falling down from the sky so that you can be down here, so that you can be with the emotions. The water and the 2 of Cups in your hands. Allow that to help you to really now be also not just a mental energy, an air energy, a mind energy, also the heart, the emotional side that is connecting us to other people is important, is telling you, yes, be that, because we still have certain wounds to heal. Here comes the wounds card, the number 41, a 5 on the position of the judgment is calling you. The judgment is calling you. The number 20, the wounds that still are needed to release, the emotional wounds that needs to be released. And it's saying withheld support from the past can cause low self-esteem that cripples action. And so here you're invited to really look at your wounds. You're invited to go further and deeper through the fourth chakra, right? The 4 here stage is the moon, and then the 5th stage is the sun, and the 6th stage is again here seeing that you are still having wounds, seeing in your third eye that there are wounds, emotional wounds, right, that can be liberated through the sun, through incorporating the shadow side that is connected with you, right? The Leo sun is giving you the light. The Leo sun is helping you to look deep within, and then the sun is shining a light upon the earth, and then we become a nation, a oneness, a tribe, not anymore borders, and we have to have war. No, then we become one, and we are in meditation. We see in the third eye that the attachments that the devil is making us believe he creates, it's not a devil that's created. We attached to certain things can be liberated through the third eye, through the emotional understanding that we are creatures of water, that we have through the emotions wounds, but we can heal them, and that we can overcome. The magician can see them from above and help the world. You help the world if you heal yourself, if you do the work, if you incorporate the opposite side, right, the shadow side, then the wounds can heal, the wounds can really be let go, and then there is a liberation into then the age of Aquarius. The whole world will then see, yes, the liberation is here, and I'm part of it. I hope I see you in the next reading. That's when then the sun or the earth is turning and spinning in such a way that we see behind it the constellation Virgo. And on the position of Virgo we see happiness. We see that this is that 9, the 9, we come out of the infinite loop into the 9, into a completion, into a real deep happiness. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.